Anti-Vaxxers, leave COVID-X alone. Bit of background on this situation. I uploaded COVID-X a month ago and I got this comment when it came out. ES review, a very nice scenario, but I fear that anti-vaxxers will use this as proof despite the warnings at the start. I didn't take this comment seriously at all. I was like, absolutely no way anybody can use this as proof. The whole concept is completely unrealistic and ridiculous. So I got this comment, already saw it in an anti-mandatory vax board saying a warning of what pharma will do is getting absolutely clobbered by pro-vax people who know how good they are and probably might get deleted. So then he sent me a link to the Facebook group where he thinks he saw it, and I looked through and I couldn't find it. So it may have been deleted or it just may not have been that specific group. So this was a private group. I had to answer questions to get in, but I want to look at a few of their posts and write down their points. First one, let me get this straight. You're hiding from the virus, but in a few months you're going to let them inject you with it. Half truth. Someone who clearly didn't pay attention in year 7 science class. They heard when vaccines are being made that they inject you with the virus, but clearly they were like, what the fuck? They didn't pay attention to the next sentence. Dead or weakened. You would have to have an exceptionally weak immune system for you to get the virus from having the vaccine. But usually people with exceptionally weak immune systems are told this by doctors, and that they are told that they shouldn't have the vaccine. And that is why people who are physically able to have the vaccine, doctors and all these companies want them to have this vaccine. They want them to be vaccinated simply because it will protect the people who physically cannot have it. Herd immunity, simple. There, I just did the job of your year 7 biology teacher. The virus is so smart it knows the difference between a grocery store and a hair salon. Fucking retards. These people are referring to stores being closed. Simple question. Which store of those two is essential to your survival? A grocery store, a hair salon. I mean, it's pretty annoying having your hair grow long like a lot of people have in the lockdown, but it's not going to kill you. Not having food for a few weeks will kill you. So don't get me wrong, there will definitely be traces of the virus in grocery stores, but governments have decided that the benefits outweigh the risks, and that these grocery stores have to stay open, otherwise people are going to start starving to death. Stupid point. Would you rather them both be open and cause even more risk, or have them both be closed and more people die of starvation? What you're told paranoid people look like versus what paranoid people actually look like. Yes, these people here are both paranoid, but one group relies on the facts, and people who are citing correct sources and have the correct qualifications, and at the top are people who fear that the government are after them and are talking about a bullshit new world order. Let's infect computers with viruses and sell antivirus software versus let's infect people with the virus and sell the vaccine. These people believe that Bill Gates is at the top of the fucking pyramid spreading these vaccines, and that he wants to rule the world and control everyone. So we look at the 1980s when he was talking about infecting computers with viruses. Now, stupid point, because a lot of computers nowadays have free antivirus software that does the job, and I think a lot of computer experts will agree that the biggest and best antivirus software you can ever use is your common sense. But people like these don't understand that because they don't have any common sense, so they often have to rely on this antivirus software to bail them out of trouble. Let's infect people with the virus and sell the vaccine. Doesn't really work in countries like the UK or Canada who have free healthcare systems. If you try and infect people with the virus and sell the treatment, you'll end up making a loss. You'll end up just wasting money. Dear pro-vaxxers, I don't care if you want to inject unsafe, untested poison into your body and make the vaccine companies richer. Have at it. What is the issue? Do you have no right to force me to take your vaccines? Bottom point, in my opinion, is completely correct. If you don't want a vaccine, regardless of your decision, whether because your kid physically cannot have it, it is too dangerous for them, or because you're a fucking retard who believes the government are out to create a new world order, regardless of why you make that decision, I believe you should have the right to make it. The first point is completely ridiculous. Unsafe. Technically, they are unsafe, but if you look at the whole of reality and you living your life, by that logic, everything is unsafe. If you want to live your life without any risk of something happening to you, then simply don't live it, because there is no way you can make that realistic. if you don't want to take a vaccine because you're afraid of, you know, something happening to you, then you should probably not drive a car. You should probably not walk to work. You should probably not do anything, because anything you do has a potential risk, no matter how minuscule. That is the thing here. Vaccines, by your logic, are indeed unsafe, but the chances of something happening are so incredibly minuscule. But you people are so dumb, and you have the logic that if something is widely believed, that it must be false, that it can't be so obvious that people have accepted it, that it has to be bullshit. It's one of the fundamental reasons people still believe in the flat earth and call everybody sheep, because they can't physically understand that maybe we all believe the earth is round because it's so stupidly obvious, and that, you know, it's not some sort of fucking corrupt government scheme. Alright, let's have a look at this one. Get vaccinated. How can healthy vaccinated people make poison vaccinated people sick if you really believe vaccines are effective? People who are vaccinated, who are afraid, are not afraid for themselves. They are simply afraid for the people who cannot have vaccines. Herd immunity. So now that more people are believing this bullshit, and more people are refusing vaccines because they've lapped up this government conspiracy bullshit, more than ever before, these people are vulnerable because they are becoming less protected by herd immunity, because more and more people are falling for this bullshit and are thinking your vaccines are unsafe. When if you look at the facts, you look at the correct sources, and you look at the people who have the correct qualifications, you will see that vaccines are overwhelmingly safe, and that the chances of something happening to you are incredibly minuscule. The prick actually admits it. Bill Gates told an audience in Brussels, Belgium, that he's taking genetically modified. Goes back to my first point, saying that the viruses or the bacteria or whatever's being injected into you is dead or weakened. Do you know how they kill or weaken these viruses? They genetically modify them so that they are not dangerous to anybody injecting them into them, or to 99.9% of people who have weak immune systems or whatever, maybe are. So they are genetically modified for your benefit. Like, people like this associate that genetically modified means bad, or that it's making it worse. No, it's, if they were not genetically modified, then everybody being injected will be in 10 times more danger, because there would be fully fledged viruses going at you and you'd probably get it. There was no autism in Vietnam before Bill Gates brought his vaccines. I think this is my last point, and this one I actually think is the easiest one to deconstruct. Someone, I think it was in the 90s, linked autism and vaccines, and there was a massive media outcry. People were all of a sudden refusing vaccines, and eventually there were plenty of studies that refuted that claim and proved it wrong. And the person who originally made that study, years later, actually retracted his study and admitted he was wrong. And a lot of people still lap this up, and either don't know, or because of their agendas refuse to admit that they are wrong and that there is no link between them whatsoever. The person who made that study, just like these people, failed to understand that correlation does not equal causation, and it's completely ridiculous and stupid. And I swear to God, I just question the stupidity of these people. So what have we learned today? That COVID-X is under threat, and it's probably going to get worse for my second one, because I mentioned a lot of these conspiracies, or I use a bit of the idea of conspiracy, as I mess around with the idea of a 5G conspiracy. So I want to make it clear, I do not support these groups. My scenarios should not, under any circumstances, be used as proof for a 5G or an anti-vaccine conspiracy. You know, the sequel, COVID-X Part 2, delves into, you know, governments being somewhat corrupt. I do not believe that the governments are out to get you, personally, and I think it's completely ridiculous, the whole concept of it. So, to end off, something half meme, half real. I mean, it's actually more like 99%, 1% real, probably for myself. Congratulations, look at this. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? Oh, look at that. Stop COVID-X, stop Big Pharma lies. I'll put the link in the description. Actually, you know, it's a meme, please don't buy it. I mean, please, just, you know, please do not buy this product under any circumstances, because if you wear it out in public, you're going to get punched. But you know, I'll leave it in the description anyway, in case people like Jack Sundell are out there who have too much money for their own good. Alright, I'm out.